Blood, blood, fire. What's up, everybody? This is Uncle D, and I'm back at you with a hot one. First, before we get going, thanks everybody for coming in. Thank you to everybody who's contributing to the Super Chat, the Cash App, and PayPal. I promise you this is going to be a good one. Shout out to my man, Davion Bay. Always good to see him in here. I know it's going to be live when he comes in. Look, fellas, I've been telling you guys for months now, and if you follow my Facebook page, I've been telling you guys for years. Make sure you follow my Facebook page. Find me at Dennis Sperling on Facebook. I have several different Facebook accounts. You'll see the one because you'll see the Uncle D pic here. But look, here's the thing, fellas. SYSBM is there for a reason. Save yourself, black men, passport bros, all that different things, all these movements in response to what black men are doing in exercising their options and seeing what they can get overseas. Now, there are a lot of black lovely ladies and there are a lot of brothers that will try to shame you for going overseas and going on there sleeping with them fine women that you saw on my videos. Now, I've told you guys before, it doesn't matter what they think. As long as you're happy, as long as you're at peace, as long as you're not breaking any laws, as long as you're living your life and enjoy it, doesn't matter what they think. But see, some of you are still subjected to this shame. Some of you are made to feel upset, made to be ashamed because here you are, a middle-aged man. Here you are, a man of 60 some odd years old, and you're going down there to Colombia, the Dominican Republic, and other parts of the Caribbean and East Asia, and you're dealing with these fine young 20-some-year-old women that are telling you all these sweet things, stuff you've never heard, and you feel bad about it. And I'm trying to tell you, man, that's cool. There's nothing wrong with that. You see what I mean? And those lovely ladies are in no position to judge you. The lovely ladies here in the United States of America. And the reason they're in no position to judge you is because they're part and parcel of the reason why you're traveling. You know what you have to do to a man to make him want to travel overseas to be with women? Men, they will sleep with the fat secretary. Okay, they will sleep with the ugly woman down the street. Men like a vagina that's convenient. The last thing they want to do is have to hop on a plane, pay for a plane ticket, pay for a hotel, then go out and try and deal with some woman who they may not even speak. If they could get, if they're passing up that local free to get that foreign pay, that paid for, that means that reflects a lot more on those local women. But nevertheless, to add another quiver to your arrow when they have things to say to you, brothers, I want to introduce you to a book, and it's called Pursuit of Happiness. Ironically, this same book, written by Bianca C. Williams, uses the name Pursuit of Happiness, which is a story made famous by Will Smith, I guess. You know, this book was published in 2018. Will Smith's movie Pursuit of Happiness, which is about a man who overcomes poverty and homelessness. She basically usurps a black man's struggle and names her book The Pursuit of Happiness. And you know, it's a book, it's a ploy, I get it. But this is a real live book, and let's see how they bill it. They bill it as a black woman diasporatic dreams and the political emotional transnationalism. Now, if you're the type of person that, if you're in one of these Ivy League universities, Harvard, Yale, you've probably had a class called transnationalism. And they actually use this book, right? They use this book and they teach this course. This book, and let me see what this is what the author says it's about. She says it's about the author traces experiences of black American women as they travel to Jamaica. Rasclad bumbleclad fire. Where they go, and this is what I say, they go, she says that she traces their experiences of black American women as they travel to Jamaica, where they address the perils and disappointments of American racism by looking for intimacy, code word, happiness, and connection to their racial identities. Why they couldn't go to Ghana for that, right? Why you going to Jamaica to get in contact with to connect with your racial identity? You got to go to Jamaica for that? That's a Ghanaian trip. That's a 400-year return trip. Why are you going to Jamaica? But look, the word is intimacy. Intimacy, happiness, and connection to their racial identities. Through their encounters, keep this out, fellas, through their encounters with Jamaican online communities, wink, wink, and their participation in trips organized by Girlfriend Tours International. The women construct notions of racial and sexual and emotional belonging by forming relationships with Jamaican men and other girlfriends. Yeah, right. So basically what I'm telling you fellas is they going over there for the turn up. They doing the same thing they said they were doing, and they sweat us about doing. We got brothers on here that call us perverts for doing that, right? But what I'm saying is these lovely ladies are doing the same thing. So I want all you brothers out there who got something negative to say about the brothers who are going overseas, doing the passport thing. I want y'all to save that same energy for these lovely ladies going down to Ja to get broke off by them Jamaican dudes. But either way, let's go ahead and proceed. The thing that you got to understand is this phenomenon is so popular to the local culture that they refer to it as rent a dread. All right, rent a dread. Literally, they have videos and they got a video out called Rent a Dread where they actually address this situation. Check this foolishness out. Let me see if I want to make sure you guys can hear this, man. But give me 1 second. I want to make sure we can get this in because this is hilarious. But what I'm trying to tell you fellas is these lovely ladies are doing the same thing. They're doing the same thing, but nobody is saying anything. And they've been doing it longer than you. Stella Got a Groove Back came out in 1998. These women have been doing this for almost 25 years. Most of you brothers start traveling maybe 10 or 15 years ago. But check this thing out. We're going to check it out.
I'm Fern Rosen, and I'm here to tell all you lonely white women about a wonderful new service called Rent a Dread. Wouldn't you love to come down to the islands and be guaranteed a roll in the sand? Well, now, for only a few dollars, you can get an authentic Jamaican yachty to help you get your groove back. We can hook you up with a real live dread, just like Winston here.
I'm ready and waiting for you.
Yeah.
All right, man.
And bring a friend for greater savings.
I will give you 2.
All right, we're not going to entertain ourselves with this foolishness. What I'm actually going to do is I'm going to start reading some passages from this book, and I'm in the introduction, so you'll know this is real. This is what they really down there doing. They are really down there turning up, and they've been doing it for over 20 years. But yet they will shame you for going to the Dominican Republic. They'll shame you for going to Colombia. They'll say, oh, you too old to be going. Check this out. I'm looking at the introduction where it says, Jamaica crawled into my soul. And the thing, notice the airy language that they use. They're trying to make it more than what it is. The evening had begun with us filling into a 16-passenger van to make the 10-minute drive from our hotel on the beach to the cliffs of Negrill's West End for dinner. It was the first night of the annual tour by GFT Girlfriend Tours, a group of predominantly African-American women from all over the United States, ranging in age from 22 to their early 60s. Okay, so basically you got probably 1 or 2 girls in their 20s, and the rest of that 16-part group is middle age and old. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. Here's another one. It says, since Stella's, and I'm on page 16 of the introduction, since Stella's film released in 1998, droves of Black American women have found their way to Jamaica to get their groove back. In other words, to get broke off in dance halls and on beaches. However, I knew from my time with the girlfriends that their travels were more complicated than simple reenactments of Stella. They're trying to make it more than what it is. Ethnographically, I addressed these questions and explored the transnational lives of African-American women of Girlfriend Tours International by observing and participating in group activities, conducting interviews, analyzing online postings. In other words, they went to this website and they this is hilarious, man. They got a whole tour. But look, let's check this out, man. Now, this is what they're saying the purpose is, fellas. What does it mean for this African-American, what does this mean for African-American pursuits of happiness, the experience of emotions transnationally? Ultimately, the pursuit of happiness is about emotional transnationalism. They down there getting broke off and they saying this is emotional transnationalism and the construction of effect across diasporic difference. Mind you, they say they want to reconnect with their African roots. They're going to Jamaica for that. That was a way station for the slave trade. Jamaica was founded by pirates and sugarcane plantation owners who came from who came from Europe and other places to exploit that land. What does that have to do with the African diaspora? It was a way station for the slave trade. If you want diaspora reconnection, you go back to Ghana, you go to Nigeria. This is where you go. This is just foolishness is what this is. This is an excuse for why they turning up. This is why I tell you, brothers, don't even worry about making an excuse. You do it because you want to do it. You do it, you want to go down and party and have a good time with some fine women in the Dominican Republic. You want to go down to Colombia and enjoy yourself. You don't have to explain yourself to anybody. You go because you're a grown man and you can do it. Now let's go to page 32 of this book here. Let me put it back up. This is a real book. It's produced by Duke Press. It's called The Pursuit of Happiness, and I'm reading straight from it. And for those of you all who came in late, it basically chronicles and gives excuses for why these lovely ladies here in the U.S. of A. are going down to Jamaica getting broke off by the brothers. Let me see what else she says. She says, however, each time I revisit the text, the voice in my head increasingly demands to know, how does it feel to be black woman? And okay, so basically what she's saying is she's taking narratives from our brother Frederick. She's from Du Bois, basically. Frederick, let me see here, from W.B. Du Bois, Souls of Black Folk. And basically what she's saying is, he said, what is it? One of his quotes was that blackness is a problem. And so she says this, therefore the narratives and the theoretical tools of Du Bois offers in his text are still useful for analyzing racialized social and political experiences of black peoples in the United States. However, each time I revisit the text, a voice in my head increasingly demands to know, how does it feel to be a black woman in the United States? In other words, she's taken his work, his body of work, which talks about black people being a problem in the United States, and said, no, how does it feel to be as if being a black woman is a problem, deserving of them going down to Jamaica to get broke off? Mind you, these are feminists, right? Black feminist activists and women writers such as Anna Julia Cooper and Angela Davis and Paula Giddings and Deborah Gray White and Beverly Guy Sheffield and Barbara Smith have dedicated much of their time and life's labor contributing to black women's studies, and hear her stories subsequently filling in the gender gap in Du Bois' souls. Legal scholar and feminist Kimberly Crenshaw coined the concept intersectionality, centering black women's experience as an effort to understand how multiple forms of oppressions intersect and work together to disempower and exclude, providing powerful descriptions of black women's experiences while persuading others to pay attention to what life, the intersection of racism and sexism, looks and feels like. These scholars teach us about power works. They make black women visible, illuminating their positionalities and systems of oppression and helping us understand how elusive forces work to make power feel visible. So basically all that as an excuse. This is all the prelude, right? And that's on page 32 of this book. This is all the prelude to why they feel the need to go down there and get broke off. Here's another page. Let's go to page 35. This right to own, express anger is among the more potently powerful physiological, psychological, and political elements of construction of black women's strength. For girlfriends, Jamaica provides a space where they don't have to be angry and where their strength is seen and respected. In other words, what they're saying is they're going down there, and because these brothers in Jamaica are telling them, breaking them off, dancing with them, giving them some of that good loving, talking to them, and making them feel good. This is an answer to all their feminist oppression that they're dealing with. This is the BS that I want y'all to hear. Now let me give you something else. Now let's go ahead and we're gonna move on to page 40. Becoming girlfriends, happiness as process. Most veterans, now mind you, they got women who've been taking this trip for years. They give an award out to some of the women who go there so often. These are middle-aged grown black school teachers, lawyers, doctors, probably some politicians. This is who's going down here to get broke off, right, fellas? So again, when they try to shame you, right? When they try to tell you don't go here, blah blah, you taking advantage. This is the excuses. These are the reasons. These are the reasons they give you for not going. But listen to this foolishness. So We're at page 40, chapter 1, most veteran travelers and repeat visitors with Girlfriend Tours International eventually become close friends with GFT co-founders Marilyn Williams and Angelia Hartston. Marilyn and Angie became friends after several months of electronic correspondence on Jamaicans.com. That's a website where they go to get the hookup. You know what I'm talking about? And decided to, and mind you, this book is 2018. This book was just published. Okay, so this is not old information. This is brand new. Anyway, Jamaicans.com and decided to go into business together. In fact, the first time they met in person was after they decided to create GFT, Girlfriends Tours. Girlfriends Tours International. Basically, this is where they get the Black American women. Come on down, girl. We're going to take you to the grill. We're going to put you in the right spot. We're going to put you in the club. You're going to meet Arena Ross. And you're going to, girl, it's all good for you, right? Imagine if black men had specific tours set up. Look, we're going to hook you up. We're going to come deep. We got this American-based company. We're going to take you down here. That would be prostitution. That would be solicit international prostitution. But the lovely ladies apparently are not familiar with that body of law. Nevertheless, Marilyn, who hails from Memphis, Tennessee, and Angelia from Atlanta, Georgia, began by sharing stories about their love for Jamaica, discussing their relationships with their Jamaican boyfriends, quote unquote, and complaining about the expensive single supplements tourists had to pay at all exclusives when they traveled alone. Eventually, basically, they went down there by themselves, and they were complaining about how much it costs when they got to go down there by themselves because they got to pay their way. Eventually, Angie and Marlon's frustration with the U.S. girlfriends backing out of vacations at the last minute, leaving them to hold the bill, coupled with the Caribbean all-inclusive tourist industry's preference for heterosexual couples, pushed them to create a tour group for women who wanted to travel to Jamaica but could not find travel partners. By the time I accompanied Marilyn and Angie on their tour in 2004, they had already completed 3 successful tours with women from all over the United States, had built a large network of business connections with Jamaicans who enjoyed residual benefits from their company. You got all these lovely ladies coming down here since 2004. These companies are saying, well, you're going to bring, well, look, we don't want to have to pay these singles prices. We want to hook us up where we can get a better deal. In other words, we want that, they want that breaking off session on the cheap. That's basically, Air Jamaica was costing them enough. They wanted a little cheaper for that all-inclusive that they were paying. And you guys who know, Jamaica is not a very, it's a very expensive place, but that's why they invite you down there. You come down, you bring your lady, blah, blah, blah. You go down with your man. It's a little better because it's 2. But if you're going down there often, so you can satisfy your needs, whatever those needs may be, then what that means is you paying a lot of money to get broke off. How many times you need it? 3, 4, 5 times a year? That's a lot of trips to Jamaica. Anyway, let's go on to page 4. So they were trying to find a cheaper way to do it. And the people who are local, they reaping the benefit from it. Like, yeah, okay, cool. This is all good. You know what I'm saying? Y'all making money for me. I know I'm making money, you know. Go and get this paper. Anyway, so let's go to page 42. Empress, Stella. These were the names sometimes used as hail girlfriends. In other words, now they're on the beach. They're hanging out with the ladies. As their feet took the heat, let's read how the brothers interacted. As the women arrived at the small, locally owned hotel, they were usually welcomed by staff and shown to their rooms. The beds in each of the guest rooms had a gift bag from the founders of GFT, which included their signature T-shirt with a picture of a caramel-colored lady in a sun hat lying on the beach, some snacks and a journal that women could use to write down their reflections during the trip. The ladies dropped off their luggage and headed straight for the beach, because that's where the hookup is happening, to take the view of the beautiful coastline from the hotel's beach restaurant. Sometimes this view would invoke a few tears as some of the ladies realized they had finally made it to Jamaica. It was also during these first few moments on the beach that many of the newcomers got their first chance to mingle with the Jamaicans on a one-on-one basis without following the lead veteran tourist, Jamaican men on a one-on-one basis. As their feet took in the heat of the sand, vendors, drug dealers, and men offering companionship, quote unquote, called on them almost instantly. Empress, Stella, sister. These were the names sometimes used to hail girlfriends as older tourist women. potentially participants in romance tour. They call it romance tourism. This is sex tourism, or diasporic kin, respectively. Did you hear this bull BS that's in this book, man? They call it, they refer romantic tourism, not sex tourism. When men do it, right, it's called sex tourism. So look, all you guys with that energy, I want y'all to read that you got something to say about these passport bros and these SYSBM bros and these brothers that say I'm moving overseas. These 55, 65-year-old women are down in Jamaica, right? And they hit the beach, and the brothers are down there calling Empress Stella sister. They refer to that, and they know they're going down there to get broke off. The brothers they call it romance tourism or diasporic kin, respectively. Yeah, right. You know what this is. Women would usually listen and laugh, make introductions, then head back to their room, sunpack, take a nap, or get dressed for the evening's events. So, fellas, they know what they're doing. Now, here's another hot one for you. Thursday night was ladies' night, and I'm on page 43 of this book. Okay, it's right up there. Look, if you get the book, you got the ammo. I mean, if the lady who authored this book is watching, you know, we know what this is. You know, I'm hopefully helping you sell some books, but fellas, we're approaching this from an academic standpoint. Basically what I'm saying and why I'm reading this, because I want you to know this is really what's chronicled. This is not a nonfiction book. This is a book that they study in colleges. This is a book that's part of the curriculum of many of these colleges that deal with social science. But let's read more. Thursday night was ladies' night, which meant that all of the girlfriends received free admission, and the crowd was packed with men vying for their attention. Despite the fact that almost all the ladies were older than the crowd, basically, you got a bunch of 55, 65-year-old women in there with a bunch of teenagers and 20-year-old men. That's what's going on. This is the whole crowd, even the women were over. So you got to ask yourself, we'll address this later. What do the local Jamaican women think about these old biddies, these old Stellas coming down from Jamaica, coming down from the U.S. to sleep with their sons and their husbands and their uncles and their fathers in some case? These grandmas coming down there. Despite the fact that almost all the ladies were older, the crowd, most were pleased while taking in fashions and getting lessons from locals on the new dance hall moves. You know, they had spent all day on the beach. They probably got their $50 braid job that they do, did a little excursion, hooked up with some dude that's been calling them princess for the past couple of hours while she buying them drinks and whatnot. Here's another one. However, it was not everyone's cup of tea to dance in a club filled with people half their age, listening to the noise of the latest hip hop and dance hall. On a regular basis, there were at least 4 ladies who left the club early while others danced the night away and were entertained by the lyrics of the young men threw at them in the club. Although the Girlfriend Tour's co-founders knew that there would be a few women who would not love the jungle, they kept it on the itinerary every year, encouraging girlfriends to experience an authentic part of Jamaica and be bold as they pushed out their comfort zone. Is this really authentic if these dudes are showing up because they know your old butt is there to spend money on them and you want to get broke off? No, these are third world country. These are third world countrymen that are that you're taking advantage of. You with your first world money, you come down, you got your tax refund, okay? And these Jamaican brothers, they don't have any money, and you coming down there, so you down there using them for their emotional and sexual attention, and you paying them. This is what's happening with your 315-pound self. In the morning, I'm on page 45. In the morning, Marlene and Angie would gather the women after breakfast to give away prizes to certain members. Check this foolishness out. The women who paid for her tour first, in other words, the one who paid for the tour first, the week's Miss Congeniality, that's the girlfriend with the most GFT tours under her belt. In other words, the one who's been down there the most, she get an award, and the woman with the best nickname in the group, and others. After their luggage was placed in the lobby, some ladies would sit on the beach to say their goodbyes to girlfriends, while others would try to prolong these last moments with their Jamaican companions. That wood was good to them. That's what was happening. Page 46, the annual Girlfriend Tour provided what feminist sociologist Patricia Hill Collins calls a safe space. So these feminists are they putting a stamp of approval. These saying lovely ladies, these same black feminists, they refer to this as a safe space. Going down to Jamaica, which is one of the most dangerous countries in the Caribbean. This is a safe space because you're getting broke off? Really? This is how y'all twist up? You know, this is what you do, ladies? This is how you, this is where feminism is going? This is, okay, well, let's entertain this, man. I'm going to use this stuff. But anyway, like I said, Patricia Collins calls it a safe space for these black American women. Angie and Marlon's careful design of a girlfriend-centered vacation that included time dedicated to relaxation, conversation, reflection, and affirmation enabled girlfriends to build relationships with one another in the country that values black American women, finds them desirable, and allows them to actively pursue leisure. Is that what you think? So basically, fellas, this is the brainwash. This is how they sell it to themselves. Page 48, and this is a telltale sign. This is basically, man, a testimony that I want to run through by you guys. So a single mom from the South with a college-age daughter. In other words, you 40, 50 some years old, you got a college daughter. Jacqueline was one of the few girlfriends I spoke with who came from a familial line of women who had traveled both on their own and as members of travel groups to different parts of the world. Most of the other girlfriends either were first-generation leisure travelers in their family or came from families in which women traveling solo was looked down upon. This previous history of leisure travel didn't necessarily protect Jacqueline, however. Many of her family members were not fans of her Jamaica obsession, some even going so far as to write her out of two wills, fearful that she would take the money to visit Jamaica and marry one of those Rasta guys and bring him to America, or give money to the Rastafarian Society and start a school of Rastafarian children or something. So they getting backlash from their family, but apparently they don't care. They think she gonna go down there. They know, so the family knows she down there getting broke off. A family knows she down there getting that bamboo. Okay, this old woman with the doggone college age kid, you down there getting broke off, and they wrote her out the will because they don't want her tricking off the money from the family money on some Rastafarian dude. Nevertheless, their fear and frustration were about her frequent travel, but was especially activated by her dedication to visiting Jamaica specifically over and over again. They could not figure out what it was about Jamaica, and according to Jacqueline, did not listen or understand when she tried to explain it. Basically, she was trying to feed them some BS. She was trying to, oh, I'm going down there to upliftment. It's my safe space. I feel, you know, enlightened down there. I'm reconnecting. All that I'm reconnecting with the diaspora and my Africanness, and it's a refuge from racism and blah, 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 blah. And the family's like, get up out of here with that foolishness. Ain't nobody believing you, girl. We know why you're going down there. Anyway, so they wouldn't believe her when she explained it. So the family wasn't trying to hear that. I know from conversations with Jacqueline and other girlfriends that potential sex with Jamaican men was sometimes a factor in the pushback they received from friends and family. Another lady, M. Jacqua Alexander, writes in her article on tourism in the Bahamas that women's sexual agency, our sexual and our erotic autonomy have always been troublesome for the state. In other words, they're saying, we want to go down there, and the only reason you don't want us to go down there is because we always have to explain our sex. We're not autonomous. We're not free to what we do. Clearly they are. They've been at this longer than black men been doing it. This has been going on since Stella got a groove back. That's right. This has been going on since '98. Most of y'all didn't start taking trips into the 2000s. So the lovely ladies have been going down there to get broke off in Jamaica and the Bahamas. They've been SYS BW long before you was SYS BM. They've been passport, y'all been passport bros, and they've been passport young ladies way before you guys. So why do you feel you need to make excuses for what you're doing? But anyway, let's keep on with this thing. They pose as a challenge to ideological anchor of the original nuclear family, a source of they mad because you're going down there to get broke off. They mad, they're ashamed of you. That's what's going on. You a woman, it's already bad enough when men do it, and you going down there to get broke off. In the critiques, girlfriends receive from their families, we observe the types of policing that black women experience around sexual agency and autonomy, not only from the state, but also from their communities. When Jacqueline decided to ignore the critics, and make trips to Jamaica every 3 months to keep herself from going crazy in Babylon. Family members accuse her of abandoning her daughter and not being a good role model for her. At times, this isolation and ridicule from her family and friends brought tears of loneliness to Jacqueline's eyes. Oh, poor you, poor little you. Here's the other thing. Let's read this. Let's read this one last passage, and then we're gonna get to the open forum on this because I know you brothers got a lot to say. Jacqueline stated that happiness is not free, and I'm on page 58 now. Jacqueline stated that happiness is not free, and she was willing to pay the price for the lyrical praises and sexual attention she received from men in Jamaica. I know it may not be genuine, she said, but Air Jamaica can have my money on a regular basis as long as these men here keep making me feel like a beautiful black woman. Where else am I going to get attention like this? At home? Girl, please. There I'm invisible. Here I can be seen. I'll pay money to be seen and appreciated. Well, fellas, again, those were excerpts from the book, The Pursuit of Happiness. I am beside myself. I find it interesting because a lot of those arguments, gentlemen, are the same things you brothers say, but we don't make that much fluff about it. But either way, fellas, this is a lot to be said. If you appreciate this conversation and if you like what we're about to do as soon as we come back from this break, we're about to have a barbecue out here. Okay, we're about to cook all these chicken heads. Okay, all these old biddies, all these old birds, all these dudes out here that complain about what black men do. Why don't y'all say that same energy for these lovely ladies that have been doing it a lot longer? It makes sense, right? They real masculine out here. They strong, independent, and don't need a man. So they're going to start acting like men. And this is what men do. They've apparently been doing it before the brothers was doing it. They started back when Stella Got a Groove Back, a movie that was around when some of you guys were young or some of you guys weren't born. But the bottom line, they've been doing this a long time, brothers. The link is in the chat room, okay? We're going to come right back after we finish this commercial break. And we're going to talk about it. If you want to talk about these lovely ladies, we got passport bros and passport young ladies to talk about. This is the ammunition that you need. This book right here, this is a true story. This is what they're studying in those classes of transnationalism right now at those Ivy League universities. And I want to talk about it. And I want you brothers to talk about it. And we're going to have a good time today. Make sure you contribute to the Super Chat, the Cash App, and the PayPal, and make sure you join the link. We'll be right back in a minute because I want to make sure we get this. We got to vet this whole thing. We got to get it all out. But I'll be right back. Y'all enjoy this video. Thank you, everybody, for your contributions. I appreciate it. Let's keep it going. Donate to the Super Chat. Donate to the PayPal. Donate to the Cash App. It's your contributions and your donations that'll cause for this platform to grow. Let our voice be the voice, the preeminent voice in Black America. Wagwan Rude Boy. Oh man, so we got a hot one today, man. I need to know, like, what's happening here? Like, why is this not YouTube news? This book has been out since 2018. So the lovely ladies are going down there to They're going to Jamaica. They're getting broke off with the bamboo bite. Why are we not talking about this? Why is this not the hottest thing on these streets out here, in these YouTube streets, Davion Bay? They're going down there to get broke off. I don't understand. Make me understand why you're not talking about this. I need to know. You got the answers. I got the questions. Let's hear it. Let's hear it, brother.
They are very, man.
Exhibit A. Go ahead.
Why didn't I put 2 and 2 together? Why?
Hey, what you think them girl trips are about? That's what I want to know.
I never would have thought it.
You didn't know. You know what? You look, bro, you giving them too much credit. Let me tell you, like I told you before. Now, I don't believe in giving people, I don't believe in trying to justify my actions. I'm a grown man. I'm a free man. I do what I want. But if your only reason for not going to Jamaica and the Dominican Republic and Colombia was because you didn't want these lovely ladies to shame you, they got an old book out that was published in 2018. It's being studied at Harvard and Yale and all those Ivy League, Brown, all those Ivy League colleges, that chronicles how these lovely ladies are going down to Jamaica and the Bahamas and getting broke off. Now they make all kind of reasons. I'm trying to get in touch with my Afro sensuality, and then also it's a safe space. And so, but why are we not talking about this? Why is this? Well, where's the energy for this, Davion? I need to know, okay? And anybody who wants to come in and explain to me why we not talking. SYSBW seems to be a big deal. It's been going on longer than SYSBL. Talk to me, man. Help me understand.
So I'm thinking like you would say that because you are a woman and that you are oppressed.
Yeah, that's what they're saying.
You are allowed to do. You got special privileges.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you got to.
So basically, so that oppression is alleviated by going down to Jamaica, getting that bamboo. Okay, thank you. That's what this is about. Thank you so much. We're gonna write that down. I'm actually gonna submit that to the professor who sent this to me to read. Okay, I'm gonna send that to and say the brothers are saying the bamboo that they received helped them relieve all the stress and whatnot that they're suffering. You don't think it has anything to do with they going down there because it's cheap and they can get a 20-year-old boy who lives in a third world country to break them off? You don't think that has any? It's empowering. Oh, okay. All right. I appreciate that. Let's see what else we got. Let's see RX list. Rod, R Lexus, Wagwan, what? Talk to me, man. What you got to say?
How you doing? How you doing,
good.
Dennis?
Do you know the Jamaican women, they complain about these Stellas? They actually have a name for them. Oh, these are 60, 45, 50, 60-year-old women coming down to Jamaica. Can you imagine what would happen if black men were traveling overseas, soliciting the sexual services of young third world country women? Oh my God, what would we say about that? Or Alexis? They would be shamed out of their wits, wouldn't they?
Absolutely, and they probably get their female politician counterparts to hold meetings with Congress to try to stop black men from doing all of this.
Well, maybe what we need to do is get with our congressmen and stop these black women from traveling to Jamaica and taking advantage of these young men in third world country. These are our African brothers that they're taking advantage of. Okay, and they're poor, deprived financial state. We should do that. This is horrible. I mean, why there's no uproar about this, Alexis? Huh? Tell me.
The reason being is because they control a whole political party, and as that being the backbone, they get to keep that quiet, and they get to shame the men within their own race for doing what they've been doing since we can go back as far as the 70s. They've been doing this. This thing has been going on for decades. This is not something new.
So what you're saying is these lovely ladies, they have been SYSBW for the past 40 years, and we just now finding out about it. I mean, there is a book. Usually when a book is written, the book is about 10, 15, 20 years later, okay? So by the time I've seen videos since I've Google rent-a-dread and see how much pops up. But go ahead. But why are we so ashamed, brother? Like when brothers go down to the DR, Colombia, we got a whole lot of hat and pretend like we ain't going down there. Be ashamed. These 60-some-year-old women are going down there and openly, they got a whole tour group set up called Girlfriends Travel International, where they herd them in them ships and planes. They got it all laid out for. Sounds like prostitution to me. Sounds like international sex trade to me, bro. But go ahead.
That's what it sounds like to me. But before you purchase any book, as far as The Pursuit of Happiness, I have to say, and I know I'm kind of deviating from this, but I just got the package today that you sent me. The book.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, man. I just got them today, so I'm gonna be getting a notebook and annotating and highlighting that whole, because I know there's gems all throughout it. But back to what you were saying.
Yeah, but thank you so much for buying the book. Any of you guys who want to buy my book, Rules to Live By, How to Maintain Peace of Mind and Happiness in a Conflicted World, you can send me an email to sperlingdennis@gmail.com, or you can simply download it off Amazon. They're right there, man. I got some good stuff. There's some life-changing information in there. But look, thank you, Alexis. Look, Marvel Life Comics. I have, sir, if black men were traveling overseas, okay, to solicit the sexual services of these poor third world country women, like these black women, these lovely ladies have been doing apparently for a while now. What would we say? What would they say? What would the lovely ladies say about black men traveling overseas to solicit? What would they say? Because this is something that needs to be investigated.
They'll try to throw us in jail. I mean, to be honest, a lot of these women, they go down there to get broke off, even though they got boyfriends or husbands back in the States. And I've seen that. A lot of us, when and right now with these young girls, it's even worse when they travel to Dubai. I don't know if you heard about what goes on in Dubai with these young women.
But we're gonna stick to Jamaica now. Let's stick to Jamaica and these 45, these 35, 45, 50. You heard the part where they said that these elderly women are in a club and everybody in there is younger than them, right? Everybody in there is younger than them, right? And they're in there soliciting the attention and for sexual. They're in there listening to the sexual attention and desires for these young men. And what are your thoughts on that, man? What are your thoughts on that? Right? Talk to me. I need to hear what you say about that, man.
I think it's ridiculous. I think it's ridiculous. Like,
why is it that it's a big deal? Men start doing it. Apparently, men start doing it after ladies, but nobody on the internet is talking about these ladies doing the same thing. Why is it that we're not? Why is it that this is not the hottest thing on these YouTube streets as a comeback to what these ladies have to say? All the shaming and guilt tactics they go on their brothers for going overseas, partying, having a good time, chilling, starting businesses, getting married. Why is it that they're not making a big deal out of these ladies doing this? Really, they just going down there to get broke off. They got whole tours organized around it. Why are we not bringing that up more in conversations when people try to shame brothers for going overseas doing that? Explain that.
Because they want to dig policemen and have all the control.
So why don't we begin to check the simps by saying, well, have you read the book by the author Bianca Williams, which chronicles, is called A Pursuit of Happiness, which chronicles black women traveling overseas, specifically Jamaica and the Bahamas for the sexual attention.
There's a lot of simps out there.
Have we not? Why have we not brought that up? This is being studied in colleges and universities, in our best colleges and universities on the East Coast. This is what academia. This is part of their scholarship. This is one of the books they read in transnationalism classes. Why are we not bringing this up?
That's, to be honest, I have no answer for that, but I think that's ridiculous. Well, I can relate it to how Kevin Samuels would say most other races of women go to college to find a husband. Black women go to college for something else, and this is part of the curriculum.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not. These are not black kids in these colleges. These are white kids and kids from other places studying about what black women are doing in Jamaica. This is what they're studying about you. This is what they're studying about our lovely ladies, our African American sisters. They're using their money to go down to Jamaica and pay men, right, for their time and attention. This is what they're doing, according to this book. Now they're masking it and saying it's a safe space and all those other things, but that's
we all know what goes on there, and it makes the interest look bad.
About it? Why don't we make a big? Whenever they say something about, well, y'all just going down into the Dominican Republic, we'll say, I just read a book called Pursuit of Happiness that chronicles black women going to Jamaica, having sex with those men and paying the money for it. What do you think about that? What's the comeback to that? You see what I'm saying? So if I'm a pervert, you a pervert too. Boo. How about that?
They do it for us because of the same sign language: shame, insults, and guilt.
See, but what I'm trying to tell you is, brother, you can throw that fire right back at them because you got the academics behind you. You got the chronicle. I don't care how they mask this. These women are doing the same thing. So all you sisters and all you lovely ladies and all you simps out there, everybody who got a badge for the dick police, you make sure you bring this up, okay? The dick police and the P Patrol. That's what we're gonna call. I'm not gonna say that.
Especially for black men being the bad guys.
Yeah, we all need to be honorary members of the P Patrol. Every time the D police show up, we need to break out. Okay, well, I got my P Patrol badge right here. And I want to talk about this book right here. Uncle D told me to pull this book called The Pursuit of Happiness, written by Bianca C. Williams, which chronicles all these old biddies going down to Jamaica getting broke off.
And you
So
said that
let's
was
talk
2018?
about that, huh?
That book was written in 2018?
This book was written in 2018.
Oh.
Okay, this is a brand new, fresh out by the Duke University Press, which is a reputable press. You see what I'm saying? This is not self-published. This is Duke University Press. This is part of American, the curriculum. This is American, those Ivy League universities. This is one of the books that this is recommended reading. Okay, this is what I'm trying to tell you on the transnationalism classes. These women are doing the same thing they complain about you brothers doing, going down to these countries, all right, soliciting sex from men who live in third world country. But we don't say nothing about it. That's what I want to know. Why is that?
And
Marvel like comments, and then we're gonna go to Royce J.
And the fact that they can't even compare what the men do to what the women do, because men actually, for the most part, go down to their respective countries to find wives or girlfriends. I mean, if they want to pay for play, that's on some of the brothers. But
well, some of them do. Some go down there and turn up, and they got wives and girlfriends in America. What I'm saying is, I don't care. You see what I mean? I'm not asking you guys to justify your reasons as long as it's legal. Mm-hmm. You see what I mean? As long as you go down there and you're legal and you're not doing anything illegal, I don't care what you do. My question is, and this goes to you brothers. Now, the only reason I'm even bringing this up is because a lot of you all feel ashamed and guilted by these same lovely ladies and these same members of the D police as to why you can't do it. You see what I'm saying? But I'm telling you,
right. I have been shamed.
Right, and I'm telling you, these women have been doing it for over 20 years. Some say over 40. And here's the cold thing about it. They got books written about it. And you brothers are still worried about what they got to say to you. Tell them simps and D police to save that, reserve that energy. Let's see that same energy for these women going to Jamaica and the Bahamas.
Exactly. I just told
excuse me. And not only are they going down there to get broke off, they're paying for it. You see what I'm saying? They're paying for it. They're not getting no free D. They paying for it. These dudes is lined up at Western Union getting their money. You understand? They know when they show up. Look, baby, yeah, I need you to help pay this rent. These the wives of the little Jamaican wives are probably in or going down there and make that money. Come on back here and get one of them Stellas to pay our way. They know it. You see what I'm saying, fellas? Mm-hmm. So why are you now still ashamed if the people trying to shame you are doing the same damn thing? That's what I want to know. Royce J, why is that? Talk to me.
It's because men.
Hold on, before you get going good, somebody saying no myself, other races are laughing. That's a damn lie. They doing the same thing. Didn't you see the original Rena DRED was a white woman? They go over to Ghana and do the same thing. No myself. They do the same thing, brother. People with money take advantage of people who don't have money, or sister, whoever you are. That's what's going on up in here. Okay, so nobody's laughing. They all do the same thing. You've been doing the same thing. It's part of human nature. That's what we do. I'm trying to get my brothers to understand that you're too damn nice. You always are trying to accommodate other people's feelings. You're more concerned about offending the queen mother goddess matrix than you are about your own happiness. That's when, and I'm telling you, they don't give two shakes of a lamb's tail about you. They're gonna do what they can do when they want to do it, anytime they want to do it, and they've been doing it, and they'll lie to your face about it. And so you need to throw out all that, oh, well, that simp chip that you have in your head that says you need to be overly pleasing, that you want to always say. They don't give a damn about that. They're gonna do what they want to do. Some of these sisters are more manly than you guys are. They're more masculine and bold than you are. And you need to cut it out. You see what I'm saying? For the last 10, 15 years, brothers been traveling to overseas and partying and having a good time. Some dudes getting married, cool, whatever. Bottom line is, you've been ashamed to even talk about it. Look, but they doing it and they writing books about it. This is in university. This is in academia. This is well known. This book has been scrutinized. These are facts. This woman gives accounts of what these women are doing. That's what I'm trying to say. Now, she's trying to paint it in a good light. Oh, they're going down there because of racism. They're going down there because, they need to escape the oppression that they're dealing with as double and triple minorities here in the United States, blah, 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 blah. But the bottom line is they're going down there to get broke off. Bottom line. All right. So nobody else is laughing. They're doing the same damn thing. But Royce, man, give me what you got on this thing, man.
Well, a couple of things. One, the reason why it is easy for them
Hold
to
on.
talk about.
I grown man says, Dennis, two wrongs don't make a right. Look, two, you know what? Two wrongs neutralize. Two wrongs, that mean is neutralized. That's what it means. Whatever you do, we gonna do. I'm not here to judge them. If it's legal, you can do it. And see, the same people like this, they see, here's the thing. Here's my problem. They want to put their moral judgments on you. You see what I'm saying? They want to always bind the black man with their moral judgment values. That's what they want to. They always want to tell you when you start doing it, oh, well, two wrongs don't make a right. But it's not illegal. There's plenty of stuff that goes on in this country that's immoral, like shooting unarmed black men who haven't done a goddamn thing. I think that's immoral. You see what I'm saying? I think that's a very bad, but they keep doing it, don't they? We keep electing a party that supports some things that don't do anything or that's bad for us, but we keep doing it. But the minute when we start saying, well, hell, I'm gonna do what makes me happy, since y'all doing what makes you happy, it's a goddamn problem. And see, this is the problem I have. You brothers are free. You live your life. This whole world is yours. You travel. You do whatever you want to do. As long as it's not illegal, you enjoy your life, because you only got one, and this is not a trial run. But go ahead, Royce. Let's see what you got.
Yeah, a few things. Number one, the reason that they feel so confident and can nonchalantly shame black men for traveling and doing whatever it is they do when they travel is because black men have no rights that they are bound to respect. That's how they look at it.
You citing Plessy versus Ferguson. Basically, what you're saying is they are the mirror image. The lovely ladies in that matrix are the mirror image of white supremacy racism. And they trying to do the same thing to us. That they're basically
they're handlers.
Right, exactly.
Right, they're doing what their handlers do.
Yeah. And so, man, go ahead, bro. Go ahead. And you guys, if you appreciate the content, if this is giving you, I know this is giving you ammunition. I know you guys are gonna take this and run with it. And every time you hear somebody pop up with the D police, you refer to them, you refer to The Pursuit of Happiness, a book written by Bianca C. Williams. And you say that book chronicles black women flying down to Jamaica and paying for penis. That's exactly what they do. They're going down there, old women, 45, 55, college age, they going down there doing the same thing. I'm not saying it's right. I'm saying that's what they're doing. So who are you to judge me? If you're doing the same thing, who are you to judge me? That's what I want to know. You see what I mean? This is all I'm just giving you the ammunition, brothers. I don't care what you do with it. You see what I'm saying? But you need something to fire back with. This is what I want you guys to do. You make them justify their immorality before you justify yours. Since they're questioning, we ain't said a damn thing to them about this. Are we like, all right, whatever. But they got something to say to us. Reason being, because they feel like they own you. And you got to let them know, you don't own me. I'm God's child. I do what I want to do. This is my earth, period. And no matter what, I don't care what it is. That's between me and God. You understand what I'm saying? But you brothers, you stop letting them dictate to you how you live your lives. You stop letting people put the reins and the shackles on you. You stop that. You are free men. Many black men have died and fought so that you could be free men to go and come as you please. And you need to start acting like it. And you need to stop letting these women shame you and guilt you and to not enjoying your life, whatever it may be. But go ahead, Royce, and then we're going to go back to Davion Beck.
Listen, on another note, being someone who is of Caribbean descent from, I've got people in a few different countries. And I go to these places and I talk to these people. I speak the language, and I know what's going on. I had to point it out to my wife on one of our last trips. A lot of the Sankey Panky that happens, because that's what they call them in the Dominican Republic. They call them Sankey Pankies. You got the DREDs in the Bahamas and in Jamaica. I had to point my wife. Me and my wife, we people watch. So and I will point him out. Hey, babe, check that out. You know she's paying for that, right? Yeah, and you know, you see some woman damn near 70 walking around holding hands with some dude that's easily 28 years old.
Hold on. See, here's a problem. See, grown man said, Dennis, we helped create the problem. Well, according to these arguments in this book here, this academic book, grown man, it's not a problem. They're saying this is their way of escaping racism. So you go argue with these people right here. You go argue with these. I want you to go to Harvard and I want you to ask for this professor. I want you to ask for the professor that's teaching this class and and you go in there and you explain to them why this is a problem, because according to them, it's not. Let me read what the book said. The book says that they say that let me go to the correct page, because they're explaining to you why it's not a problem. See, it was a problem when black men were doing it. But see, what does this mean for African American pursuits of happiness and the experience of emotional transnationality? Ultimately, the pursuit of happiness is about emotional transnationalism and the construct of the effect across diasporic difference. I bring together the literature of transnationalism, black feminism, and diaspora, explain how the girlfriends cultivate a sense of belonging and pursue happiness while moving across virtual and national boundaries. So, brother, this is the reason right here, but that's not a problem. He says she's in pursuit of happiness and while moving across virtual and national boundaries. So why is it a problem? See, it's a problem. See, here's the problem. It's a problem when black men do the same thing. But see, these lovely ladies, because they come up with this bullshit text and justify it, right then it's not a problem for them to do it. So grown man, this is what I want you to do, grown man. And everybody, if we're not being disrespectful to anybody in the chat room, anybody at all. But what we're doing is we're explaining that if these lovely ladies can do it and justify it with this BS text, then why is it that we have to justify ourselves? You understand what I'm saying? You don't have to, brothers. You don't have to justify yourself. If it's legal and you can do it, then you go ahead and do it. And this is just what I'm trying to tell you is it wouldn't matter to me if they would. It wouldn't matter to me if these lovely ladies would travel to Jamaica or not. It wouldn't matter. I'm doing it because it's legal. You're free, is what I'm trying to tell you, brothers. Now, this BS reasoning that they give in this book, that's them justifying their immoral actions. Okay. And now, what I'm telling you is it's the same thing that the tyrants did when they were enslaving black people. They basically said, we Christians, so we can't just say we can't be enslaving our brothers. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna call them savages and monkeys and say we picked them out of these trees and all that sort of stuff. And we actually doing them a favor by bringing them over here and holding them in chattel slavery for over 250 years and whooping them and raping them and all that stuff. We doing them a favor. That's how you justify it. I get that. But see, it's the same thing here. These tyrants are trying to justify their activities, even though what they're doing is not illegal. And what we're doing is not illegal. But my thing is, why do you brothers even feel like you have to justify it at all? But if you needed another reason, understand that these lovely ladies are doing the same thing, if not worse. They tricking too. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Roy's finished. We're gonna go to Mr. Bay. And you guys, if you appreciate this conversation, man, make sure you kick in on the Cash App, the PayPal, and the Cash App, the PayPal, and the Super Chat. The link is in the chat room. I know y'all appreciate this. We barbecuing out here. Open fire. Go ahead, Royce.
You know that whole thing with grown men saying that we created this. You know, it's needlessly taking on the blame for what grown people want to do.
You want to come in here? Come on in here. He says, brother, muster up your strength and fix our sisters and community. I'm not going to do that. That's not my responsibility.
They can fix themselves because they're strong and independent.
Do it either. It's not they grown women, they fix themselves. If they don't fix themselves, well, they go the way of the dodo bird. It's not on me to do that, brother. I have no control over these women. They are not under anybody's direction. They're free. They're independent. They're strong, independent. They don't need a man. They're as grown. They're as much man as I am at this point. They're free. They don't want to be told what to do. They don't want to be guided. Let them go on, brother. You know what I'm saying? That's not my job to tell these grown women. They free too. Let them be free. They're free. The social contract is broke. The traditionalism is dead. It's free. All brothers are doing the same with shit. You know, I like the contract. I just go find some other women I can form an agreement with. These lovely ladies up here say they don't need me. They strong. They independent. I don't need a man. How can you control a woman that don't want you to be, that don't want to be controlled, brother? It's over. Let us chalk it up as a loss. Charge it to the game, baby. You got to let that go. Anyway, go ahead, Royce. I keep interrupting, but if look, grown man, you want to come in, let's talk. But all this, you know, pot shotting from the chat room is not gonna work. You got to come in. Anyway, go ahead, Royce. I apologize.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. But you know, that speaks to the fact that you know, we got to let grown people do what they want to do, you know, within reason. And my thing is I don't have a problem if they want to go pay to get some, you know, to catch that
bamboo. They're going over there to get that bamboo. They're going over to get broke out. They paying for it.
They want to get that machete. Let them get it. I don't care. It doesn't affect me one way or another. I'm not fixing anything for anybody that's going to move the goalposts to begin with. You know me, I've been SYSBM before it was even a thing.
How does it feel to know, Royce, that these women are doing the same thing and been doing it for the past 25, maybe 30 years? How does it feel to know that? And you got the ammo and the academic support. How does it feel?
Well, you know, like I said, I had the anecdotal experience because I got family all throughout the Caribbean. You know,
it's out there now. It's it's not just your anecdotal. This is peer reviewed. This is part of academic. This is a statistic now. You know what I'm saying? How does it feel to have that ammunition in your back pocket now?
Well, it's like having that book, Daughters of the Trade. You know, when they get to talking, you go, hey, you hold that book up and go, hey, here you go. It's not just me saying it; it's the academia saying it. It's academia saying it. So you know, it's like, you know, argue with the professors, argue with the doctors, argue with the PhDs.
Now, what are you gonna say to the next time you get one of these brothers who are you know, duly a deputy of the D police? What are you gonna say the next time they run up on you with that? Oh, y'all this, y'all. What are you gonna say to them?
The pursuit of happiness.
Love. He says stand in love, but go ahead.
Hey, like like I had been telling them for years, Daughters of the Trade. Now I'm gonna tell them the pursuit of happiness. The Pursuit of Happiness.
Pursuit of Happiness by Bianca.
Read it and get back to me.
Name up there. Get it? Yeah, there you go. It's in there.
Get back to me. We can talk about it.
Yeah, I appreciate that, man. Davion Bay, man, I'm turned up. I'm more turned up than you normally are out here in these YouTube streets, man. But I just hate the hypocrisy. You see what I'm saying? People are always telling black men what to do. You even got black men trying to tell us what to do and shame us out of doing stuff that everybody else gets a chance to do. And I'm not just talking about traveling overseas. I'm talking about whatever it is. Whatever it is they want to do, they go ahead and do it and justify with BS reasoning, like is in this book right here. But anytime we try to do something, that you shouldn't do it. They doing the same thing. They've been doing what we doing now, traveling overseas. They've been doing it. I don't know, why is it that we still allow them to shame us when they're doing the same damn thing, bro? Make sense to me, man.
It's like I said the other day, we grew up in two different worlds.
Yeah.
This black woman privilege, if that's a thing, thinking you better than somebody so you can do things that they can't do. And I'm kind of pissed because everybody else knew but us.
Everybody else knew but us. The white people are learning this in their colleges right now. The white people are studying books about what black women going to Jamaica and getting broke off. The white people. I ain't heard about this. I ain't heard about this in Harvard. They ain't teaching it at Southern, Grambling, Texas Southern, but they teaching it up at Harvard and Yale. Yeah.
I think it kind of feel like being cheated on, like being embarrassed, like everybody else knows.
We're gonna take a little break. I'll be right back.
All right.
The only time black men are allowed to speak is when it benefits others. So hey, this is your opportunity to speak. I want to hear from you. And if you want to make this voice louder and clearer, then what you need to do is contribute to the Cash App, the PayPal, and the Super Chat.
All right, fellas, we back. This is Uncle D, man, and I appreciate you guys and the contributions. I usually try to stop and give everybody a shout out, man, but I didn't want to break this conversation up. I actually had to take a call from my law office. I'm in the middle of my work day and I do this at my lunch break. So, you know, forgive me, but either way, man, thank you guys so much. Look, Davion Bay, man, the floor is yours, but I also say what you want to say, but I also want you to ask the question. Now that we have this ammunition, right, and we have this, what do we do moving forward? How do we utilize this? I believe it was Marvel Life Comics. I don't know if that was a brother, but one of the brothers said we put this right up there with Daughters of the Trade when they talk about, you know, they were loyal to the brothers. You see what I'm saying? We put this book right up there and say, well, y'all been SYSBW before we was SYSBM. Y'all been passport. We passport bros, but y'all been passport young ladies longer than that. You see what I'm saying? So say what you're gonna say, and then give me some answers, because we need to know how we need to use this in our arsenal. Go ahead, bro.
I mean, the ones that know me know I don't care, and I'm just gonna wave them off.
Right.
I'm not gonna give them any answer or explanation because they don't deserve one. They're not deserving of an explanation of why I do anything that I do.
Okay. Well, I appreciate that. Alexis, man, what do we do moving forward with this information? This book has been out since 2018. Okay. It just came to my attention a few weeks ago. And so now I'm putting it out there. It's out there. You know, I'm sure you guys are going to buy it. Some of you guys are going to review it online. But the bottom line is, what do we do moving forward with this, man? What do we do with this? How does this help you, if anything? What do you do?
Well, it only verifies everything that you and all the other brothers within the community have been telling us for years, that we truly are in an abusive relationship with the lovely ladies.
Oh, yeah.
And we have to see it in terms of this. When a person is caught cheating, what do they generally do? They accuse the innocent party of committing the act first. Not us that have committed the act first. They have. They were passport lovely ladies before we were. Now, another aspect of this is that when the lovely ladies are given power, they take it and they destroy everything around them. When black men create power and wealth, what do? We build. We build HBCUs, we freed ourselves, we create communities, and we create families. So it has never been us that have created this dysfunction of black society. It's never been us. It's been the lovely ladies. So that's what we need to be able to look at now that we've got the Daughters of the Trade and the Pursuit of Happiness. We've got hardcore evidence, not from men, but from other women.
Yeah,
Bianca
C. Williams she's a black woman. Okay, she's black and she's Jamaican. So go ahead.
Boom.
Yeah.
She is explaining to us that she's telling us that we are the guilty party. And now what they're doing is they're using their evidence to say that, oh, we're doing this because we want to get away from the system that enables you, the system that fosters your bad behavior, and now you want to take your deviant behavior down to the Caribbean and to South America and then try to reconnect supposedly with other black people. No, you want to go ahead and use your power to create more dysfunction, and you take it. It's like a disease.
Yeah. I mean, my thing is, man, they use some of the same excuses that brothers use. As opposed to using any excuses at all, just go because you want to go and it's not illegal. You don't have to give a person a reason. But in trying to make an excuse for going down there to have sex, to pay Jamaican men to have sex with, that's what these ladies are doing. That's what they're doing. That's it, right? That's the ultimate go. Yeah, all the emotionalism. I'm going down there to sit on the beach. Brothers say that all the time. Really, you going down there because to get broke off and it's not illegal, so you're doing it. Period. That's it. That's what you're doing, right? That's what you're doing.
Exactly.
But my thing is, man, it's like we don't ever call them on their BS. I mean, why not though? You know what I mean? I don't get that. Like, why just sit back? They've been doing it. You guys have been knowing these girls been taking girl trips for years now. This is what they do when they go down there. Your mama, your auntie, all the women at your government job, they going down there to get broke off. And they paying dues for it. Go ahead.
The reason being is because, remember, we have that chip implanted in us, the Queen Mother Goddess chip. So we can't really do anything because the chip is still in us. It is up to men like you and what your platform that you've built here. But ultimately, even for the women, when you think about this, in the end, it all fails because you're going against God's plan. Because eventually what's going to happen? You're going to end up dying alone. You can't use exorbitant amounts of money to keep going back and forth. Not everybody has the means and the financial aspects of someone like yourself or other men. And what happens? Eventually, even the men down there are not going to want you because they're going to be completely turned off by you.
Man, I guess I'm more disappointed at my brothers that I had to do the research and come up with this book to get y'all to feel like it's okay. Even though it's already, nobody needs to tell you it's okay. You free. You can do what you want to do. But now that they're doing it, right? Now you see that they're doing it. They've been doing it longer than you, right? Maybe now you'll say, well, you can't shame me for doing something you've been doing, right?
We have concrete evidence.
Yeah,
we got evidence. Daughters of the Trade, Pursuit of Happiness. We can even go back with Chancellor Williams, Destruction of Black Civilization. Right. Think about it. Exactly. It helped destroy Black civilization with them going ahead and lovely ladies intermingling and having relations with other races of men brought the downfall of Black
Not
empire.
Just that, siding with those other races of men and teaching their little their children, the children from those infiltrators to side with them. You see what I mean? In other words, they was the swirlers before we knew what swirlers were. Yeah, I'm gonna have this baby by this invader, and I'm gonna teach my baby that he's better than the people that I came from. And then guess what happened? They just came to destroy me. But thanks, man. And look, I would love to have more of an academic conversation about this. And maybe we should do a part 2 of this. I want you guys to check out this book called The Pursuit of Happiness, okay, by Bianca C. Williams. Apparently her grandmother is a Jamaican woman, right? So she knows. She has an intern, so I have to go with what she's saying. I wonder how those Jamaican women feel about these old American women coming down there, paying their sons and their young 20-some-year-old sons money to sleep with. That's what I want to know. You understand what I'm saying? Knowing that old broad can't have no babies for him, she's not gonna change them or none of that. At least when brothers go, at least when men go, there's a possibility they'll wife up one of these young women, bring her back to the United States, give her a nice, comfortable life. You see what I'm saying? And treat her like a woman will. These men, they don't stay. That's not what's gonna happen. She's just using it. You see what I'm saying? And so it's a difference in that regard. Men can take a poor woman from another country, a poor woman that works at the Piggly Wiggly over there in Alabama somewhere, and wife her up and give her a nice life. Men do that all the time. We don't have a problem. Women don't do that. So basically, they're just using these men for sex with nothing else. Go down there, give them $40 and some goddamn root tea, and you out. That's basically what's happening. You see what I'm saying?
Creating a class of confidence.
$20. Go ahead, bro. What were you saying? Marvel Life Comics, you up, man? What are your thoughts on this thing, man? And you guys make sure you contribute to the super chat, the Cash App, and the PayPal. Contribute. Let me know you here. Go ahead, Marvel.
Exactly what somebody said in the chat. They took the words right out of my mouth. A lot of black men have been raised to be simps and hold the lovely ladies on a pedestal to the point to where they can mess up so much, and we won't hold them accountable for it. But when black men want to do at least a little thing to make themselves happy, we're scrutinized, we're canceled, we get the law called on us. Sometimes black men get beat up, they get killed, and it's just too much. I think a lot of black men moving forward with the technology and the reach that we have now, we have to change our mindset to how we perceive the world and what's going on, and how we perceive versus how we used to perceive what's happening. Moving forward, even like let's say for me, like I'm your frat brother, so like even with me just doing, even like with pledging and doing other stuff, my mind changed. I know your mind changed as you grow from young kid to older kid. Right now, looking at this and how I did learn the red pill, learning SYSBM from my last girlfriend, I was thinking, damn, I wish I would have known this back then. I was a super simp back then. But I feel a lot of men now, you just got to move forward and like change your mindset of like, first of all, not feeling guilty to want to exercise your happiness. Because even like
at this point, you will be a fool for feeling guilty or feeling ashamed for going down there, having a good time, partying, doing whatever you do, knowing the people that are trying to make you feel guilty, ashamed, are doing the same thing and been doing it before you have. You see what I'm saying? Been doing it. You'll be a fool for feeling guilty for doing it. Yeah, it might be wrong, it might be a wrong, but they're doing the same damn thing. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all, fellas. At some point, like the brother said, you'll stop doing it. You know, I went down there, I partied, I have a good time. I share my videos with y'all because I want y'all to know I did the same damn thing. I had a goddamn blast down there, partying, all these women with me. I had a great time. You know what I'm saying? It was all good, hanging out up in here. You know what I'm saying? Riding around in that, doing all that stuff. You see what I mean? This is my day. This is a normal day in my life back then. But you grow out of it. You know what I'm saying? Because you realize what's important. You know what I mean? You realize that's important. You realize kids giving back to the community is important. You know, and for my own, you know, just because I had to come from this guy. You see what I mean? Living around here, growing up here. You see what I'm saying? This is what I came from. But bottom line is you'll eventually grow out of it. Now, you still gonna like fine women. You still gonna enjoy being with beautiful women. But what I'm saying is, fellas, man, don't feel ashamed about working your way through that. You see what I mean? If you're not doing anything illegal, you're not doing anything that's you know, just so against your moral code that you can't live with yourself, man, go down there and have a good time. And men been going overseas partying and paying women for sex and dance. Hell, you gonna give them some damn money any goddamn way. They're gonna get it out you. Whether you give them something or not, whether they get something, you gonna give it anyway. That's the nature of what women are. They born with like their hands. Some of their hands are made like cups because they used to getting stuff out. That's what you do. You see what I'm saying? But my problem is, man, and I'm disappointed in you brothers. I'm disappointed because I had to come up with proof, right? I had to show you proof that they're doing it before now you don't feel ashamed or guilty for doing something that's good for you. The same people and they simps and they simp enforcers and the deputies from the dick police are the same ones that are telling you don't do what these women are doing right here that's chronicled in this book. I'm ashamed of you brothers for that. I shouldn't have to tell you what they're doing it too for you to do. You should do it because it makes you feel good. You should do it because it brings you peace of happiness, peace of mind and happiness. You should do it because you enjoy it, not because I'm telling you what they're doing it, and so you shouldn't feel ashamed to do it. Hell with that shame. Hell with that guilt. You know what I mean? Don't let them do you like that, brothers. This is part of being free. It's going to take too long to free you, brothers. If I got to show you examples of them doing this stuff that I say you should be doing, and i.e. that is living for your own peace of mind and happiness. The author is Bianca C. Williams. The name of the book is The Pursuit of Happiness, Black Women, Diasporic Dreams, and the Politics of Emotional Transnationalism. That's the name of this book. Okay? I'm gonna give you guys 2 minutes each to wrap this thing up. I'm gonna put the screen up, and then so you brothers can get this book, read this book. It came out in 2018. I'm sorry, so it's a new book. Contribute to the super chat, the Cash App, and the PayPal. The link is in the chat room. I love you, brothers. You know, and despite what I say, me being disappointed, I still love you, and I want you to know that you're free. You see what I'm saying? But either way, man, Davion Bay, you got 2 minutes, man. What you got?
At this point, you know, I just don't trust what's being said by I mean, I walk around every day like, man, you know, you lying, right? You not for real. Come on, for real. Just like that every day. So yeah, I mean, I'm not surprised no more. So yeah, it is what it is.
All right. Well, I appreciate that, man. Art, Lexus, you got 2 minutes to wrap this up. What have you learned? What revelations do you have now? How you gonna conduct yourself moving forward? You know?
Well, the way we all conduct ourselves and moving forward now is that we have hard evidence, what the women have presented to us, stating that they are doing this. They're speaking out both sides of their mouths. Mm-hmm. So we should embrace being the bad guy, as Dennis has told all of us. Pursue your purpose, get your finances in order, and live your life accordingly and appropriately to the way you want to live it. And then do something as far as leaving something as far as making this black society, well, black men, I should say, leaving black men after you're long and gone in a better position than they were when you were before they had you. That's it.
I appreciate it. All right, man. Marvel Life Comics, man. You got 2 minutes, man. Give me something, man. Give me a lesson. How we moving forward? How we moving with this new information? Which ain't new because it's been around. How we moving with this chronicle? Now this is chronicled. How we moving forward now?
Really, just like I said before, you got to change your mindset. Don't feel guilty. Don't feel ashamed, even if you come from women and men in your family. Don't feel like you gotta impress people by saying I'm sticking up for my queens and sisters and all that. Forget all that. And they said that the women go down there for the men. The women go down there for the men.
No, they go down there and they pay men for sex. Let's call it what it is. These lovely ladies are going to Jamaica and they're paying men for sex. That's what they're paying for. And these men are calling them queens and Stellas and what else are they called? Empress. They're lying to them and they're paying them for sex. And the women know it and they say it don't matter. The woman said she would give her more money to Jamaica Air, all her money to Jamaica, as long as she can get down there and have those men have sex with her, even if she has to pay. Let's call it what it is.
And that's,
okay, that's big tricky. Big tricky. Big tricky.
And they say the same thing.
Yeah.
But a lot of men go down there, like they find a better quality of women to be their girlfriends or wives or whatever. And really it doesn't matter. Like they just get mad because they want to dig, like you said, they want to dig police and have their whole roster of deputies who come in with their handcuffs and try to keep you here and actually without exploring a new mindset for yourself and bringing it back to the States of whether you want to live over there or not. I mean, I don't care no more. I'm in my mid-20s. I don't care no more. I'd had women in my family try to shame me. Well, I've only been to Mexico, but I'm about to go to Colombia, and they said, well,
I'm sorry, where you say you going again?
I've been to Mexico. Only been to Mexico, but I'm about to go to Colombia.
Where you going again? What was it?
Colombia.
Oh. My bad, bro.
Hey, I'm glad you played that video. I said, I'm glad you played that video because
oh my God.
Some of the videos that you had, I say, keep those commercials going real quick.
Yeah. Well, I ain't no shame in it. Those are beautiful women. And you go down there, you're a young man. You go down there and enjoy yourself, man. And don't feel guilty about it. And tell your mama she can come talk to me if she got a problem. I get it straight. I have no problems with any of y'all want me to talk to your mamas and your grandmas, send them to Uncle D. I'm that brother in their family that don't really care what they think and don't mind hurting their little feelings and whatnot. I have no sympathy for them. I will break them off verbally. I will call them out. I will show you how it's done because I do it to my own family and I don't care what they think. You see what I'm saying? Because I'm a man and that's what part of being a man is. You move on your own. And you know, I'm not the biggest, I'm not the strongest, but I'm a man, period. And that's all that matters. And I want you brothers to take what I got and move forward with it and do it at a younger age. You see what I'm saying? Stop worrying about what these women have to say to you about how you live your life. Stop worrying about that. And see, we're just using this as one example of their hypocrisy. Okay, that's what I'm saying. There's so much out there. You know, they tell you not to date interracial, then they get a whole movement called swirl. You see what I'm saying? They tell you not to date interracial, and then you read a book by Chancellor Williams and the Daughters of the Trade that tell you they've been doing it. You see what I mean? Everything they tell you to do, apparently they've been doing it. They just keeping you from doing it, and you the damn fool that is trying to make them happy. That's why I say we got a nation full of simps. I love you brothers, but you're too goddamn nice. You're too worried about hurting these women's feelings, and that's why so many of you upset. You wonder why so many brothers out there shooting each other and doing all kind of crazy stuff and frustrated? Because you ain't happy. You're not happy because you're trying to make somebody else happy. You're not appeasing yourself. You're not even doing the basic stuff that men are supposed to do. That is command respect from the people in your community. You just a servant, brothers. That's what you are. You just a servant, and you do what you're told, no matter what it is. You even let them govern your sexual actions with the women you want to sleep with. While they down there getting broke out, they're paying for sex. Fellas, they're paying these Jamaican men for sex. According to this, these 35, 45, 55, 65, 70-some-year-old women, and maybe older, are paying Jamaica. These lovely ladies are going to Jamaica and paying these black men for sex. 20-some-year-old men. That's what they're doing. Okay? And so they're telling you, you wrong for still doing the same goddamn thing that they've been doing. Now, I'm not saying you should or you shouldn't. I'm saying you do what makes you happy. Because there's some brothers out here like, I ain't going to Colombia. I ain't doing that. Cool, do you. But there's some other stuff you're not doing. There's some other stuff that you're not doing that you should be doing because you're worried about what your mama think. You worry about what your big mama think, what your grandma think. You didn't start that new business because they told you it's best to keep that job at the goddamn post office because it pays. You not going to college because they say your mama needs you to stay around here and take care of her. You're not going to school. You're not doing things that could help you out because you're trying to please them. That's what I'm telling you, brothers. You're a man. You are free. You live your life. And you don't let anybody dictate. As long as it's legal and it's okay with you, and it's not something that goes totally against your moral compass that you won't be able to live with yourself, even if it is legal, then you go right on ahead and do it. That's what I'm telling you, brothers. Act like men, behave like men, live like men. You are free. You Black American brothers are too goddamn nice, and it's gonna be the death of you. And that's why it's taking so long for somebody to get y'all to stand up and speak up for yourself and speak up for your children. Nothing is going to change for you until you get yourself together. And then once you do that, then you can get your house in order. But you brothers need to be stood up. You brothers need to be shown that it's okay to be men, and you don't have to ask permission to do that. You are men. You were born men. That's what I'm trying to tell you, brothers. This is just a small lesson. This is just me showing the hypocrisy of the people that are trying to hold you back. They're doing the same thing you've been doing. That's all I'm trying to do with this. It's not about where you go and who you decide to mess around with when you get there. It's not really about what they do. I'm just showing you it's okay because these people are doing the same thing they're telling you not to do. So now you'll be an idiot to allow them to shame you in whatever it is they do. I promise you, brothers, if it was $10 billion that they gave to Black men, instead of that company Goldman Sachs giving $10 billion to Black women, y'all would have denied. No, we don't want it. If our sisters can't have it, we don't want it. But what are they saying? Are they offering y'all $5 billion from Goldman Sachs? Is there a protest out there saying, well, you need to at least give our brothers half of it because those are Black? Hell no, they keeping it all for themselves. They selfish as hell. That's a human behavior. If you are fool enough, if you Black men are gonna go into the 21st to 2021 and 2022 and beyond, being the fools of Black American women and the rest of this society, well, you deserve what you get. That's all I got to say. I appreciate you. I love you, brothers. Uncle D is coming from a place of love when I speak to you. Amen. I love you. I love you, but you need a good talking to. All right. These lovely ladies are full of shit. I hate to say it like that, but that's what I've discovered in my 46 years of life. They're full of shit, and they will have you do stuff that they won't do, and they will do stuff that they'll tell you not to do. And until you men begin to think on your own and love yourself enough to do what makes you happy, then you're gonna keep living in this world of torture that you're living in. God bless you. I love you. It's Uncle D, and I'm out.